live? I think we're live. Are we live? I think we're live. Well, good afternoon everyone and welcome to the stream. A little lunchtime crit race. My lunch break working from home. Smash this one out. So just to make sure the stream is actually working after the technical difficulties I encountered yesterday. So I'm just going to get my socks on. So yeah, yesterday was an interesting one. Did a ride last night. They called it like the card chase or something they called it. I can't remember now. But it was a really interesting format for the race and I was very excited for it. Basically the idea was that the cats set off in their respective groups. So like the D's and the C's went off ahead of the B's, and then, I don't know, I think like 4 or 5 minutes into the ride the A's then set off as well. And effectively have to chase the cat in front of them. And if even one rider from that particular cat group gets over the finish line first, then the whole cat gets awarded the win. So, hang on, trying to get my shoe on here. Yeah, so interestingly, I took part, really strong start, did really well. I did bonk a little bit. And enjoyed the ride, regardless of the result. But what I didn't realise at the very end was the stream wasn't running. But it was for what, 4 or 5 minutes whilst I was waiting in the starting pen. But the main part of the ride itself, nope. That's not anyway. Even the recording didn't finish, meaning the results are on Zwift Power, so it definitely happened. There's proof of that, but there's no video, which is super annoying. So never mind. Right. So lunchtime race. Looking forward to this one. It's a fairly flat course. It's the Volcano Circuit. 20 kilometers. Just going to check the camera settings. So yeah, 19 point something, just under 20 kilometers. With just over 100 meters of climbing, so fairly flat. And what the flatness invariably means is the larger, heavier riders out there tend to take part in these ones. They tend to have a bit of power in the legs. They tend to make these races pretty intense from the get-go. Which is the hillier rides, they tend to be a bit more measured, and where races tend to put down the power depends on what the course demands. So if there's a big climb coming up, then of course you get a bit of respite before. And a course like this, especially with it being 4 laps, riders tend to go pretty hard, intense, and then bust out a sprint at the end. Rocking the Alpecin bottle today. Love this one. Pretty cool tax bottle. It's 4.5 minutes to go. Have I got time for a wee? I think I do. I'm just going to quick nip for a quick nut comfort break. I'll be right back. Bear with me. back. Oh, literally ran into the house. Right. Okay. Heart rate to touch is good going. Alright, how am I feeling? Feeling alright. I've just realised, however, that I put myself through one side of my bib shorts. Climbed through an entire sleeve. Anyway, a strap. Yeah, how am I feeling? Okay, pretty energised and pretty enthused. I wasn't really thinking or considering doing a race today, thinking about doing a race or considering doing a race. But about 10:30, managed to get through quite a bit of work and was thinking, what should I do for lunch? Should I go for a dog walk? Should I go for a run? I'm not kidding, I was never going to go for a run. But I was thinking of a little jog with the dog. And I thought, actually no, I'm feeling pretty good, I will do a race. So the dog will get a walk anyway. But after this, yeah, we've got some 2 minutes to go. So, yeah, I expect this race to start pretty hardcore. There's 7 riders. I think at least 3 or maybe 4 of us will form what was called, I guess, the breakaway. And one might drop out a little bit early. And there'll be one rider that sits to the back more instantly. So, I think the objective will be to stay with the pace. Push in the front a little bit to keep the pace high, but to observe both the course, the parkour, and what other riders around me are doing. So I don't want to spend too much time sat on the front because I don't want to waste any energy. But at the same time, I don't want to be sat in the back and let anyone get away. So you need to be very careful there. If I'm feeling pretty good, then we'll make a decision about what we do on the fly. A quick message to the riders. There we go. Fans to the max today. Let's switch views. There we go. Let's do this. guys. Tough leading. Oh, well, that was good. I enjoyed that. There was one point during that ride. In fact, let me just turn the fans off. Keep that little fan on. There was one point during that ride where my right knee kind of twinged a bit, which I've never had before. Never ever have I had knee pain or discomfort. Kind of stopped after a while, but then when I was getting out of the saddle, I felt like a pulling in my right thigh or groin. Not too much, just like a noticeable sensation is probably the best way I can describe it. Not pain, not discomfort. Oh, that doesn't feel. I can feel something there. So probably need to do some stretching to really try and make sure that these muscles and tendons aren't too tight. Anyway, that's enough of that. The race results, post-race analysis, here we go. Decent. It was not quite as I predicted. I suggested that it would be all guns blazing from the get-go. It wasn't, it was quite steady. I put down what I thought was a comfortable pace on the very first climb during the lead-in and found myself sort of somewhat off the front. And then Wally and one other, it might have been Yama, the guy behind me in fifth, started putting in a bit of effort, and the pace kind of steadily increased. I was impressed with Wally, and I think it was HL as well, who every time I seemed to look over and just keep an eye on their watts per kilo, they were sub 3, so sort of 2.5, 2.6 watts per kilo, so lots of recovery for those guys. And I think that's reflected in the fact that he only really had to put out 258 watts for the win, whereas I'm some 30 watts above him, and was what's that, 3 seconds behind pretty much. So yeah, next time maybe a bit more racecraft. It's something I've always taken a lot of pride in, and that I've always been a pretty savvy racer, but yeah, I think I spent way too much time out the front on that one, way too much time pulling, and I think I probably wasn't patient enough. Wally made the remark after his little lead-in breakaway that, you know, if I'd have held the wheel, he and I could have ridden away for first and second, potentially, respectively. But in truth, yeah, actually no, in truth he's probably right, because I felt like I could have held a nice little tempo for the duration of that ride. It's only 25 or 27 minutes, isn't it? So yeah, I should have done a little bit better to hop on, because I marked a lot of the other jumps where riders got away and I got them back. So my thinking was it was just too ambitious of Wally to go that early, and I didn't want to be his lead-out man or cannon fodder. You know, I didn't want him basically sucking my wheel for half the breakaway, then just leaving me in this dust and going and get the win solo, and then me obviously being empty and then just dropping right to the back of the pack. But the compromise is 4th place. The big takeaway, the big tick in the box for me is the fact that my power numbers are decent for that duration. I didn't have a kick. It's definitely something I'm missing at the moment. I don't have a sprint really that I can talk to. So I think I said this a couple of races ago at the end of a video, probably need to stop racing and start doing a bit more structured training for sprints, because there are probably half a dozen or so races in the last month where I've been in the finishing pack, I've been in the bunch sprint, or I've been in the final 2 or 3 and gone at 300, 400, 500 metres and either haven't been able to keep it up or just haven't been able to put down enough power and then hold it for the final sprint. So I think I need to do a little bit of top end training, a little bit of sprint training, a bit of peak power. Let's And so I think that's what I'm going to do tonight. Because how else do you want to spend a Friday evening? Anyway, that'll do for now. It's my little lunchtime race. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in if you did. And if you're interested in more, give me a follow over on Instagram at @BerkshireCyclist. That name is due to change. This weekend I'm going to be spending it packing, and I'm moving out next week to a new place down in the New Forest. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do give it a like and a subscribe for more videos like this. And last but not least, if you want to support me, head on over please to hijustride.com. That's my merch store. Caps and hats, t-shirts, hoodies, neck buffs, stickers, phone cases, backdrops, socks, you name it, it's all there. Pretty cool merch. Check it out. That'll do for now. Once again, thanks for tuning in. See you again soon. Peace, good vibes only.